Hello everybody, my name is Aiden and welcome to Man United Culture. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like things just get bad to worse with all of these Chicago Bulls injuries and concerns and things of that nature. And we've got a very big one to talk about today. Again, I am sick and tired of talking about this just as much as I know you're sick and tired of hearing it. It seems like everything just gets a little bit worse in terms of this situation. And today we're going to give a Lonzo Ball injury update and a very severe injury update in this case, as well as discussing the injury concerns ahead of our next game against Minnesota. There is a lot to get through here. Very, very upsetting. I don't really know. I'm kind of still in shock because, again, I know we're going to see a third surgery for Lonzo, but to the extent that we're going to see it, it's devastating. Again, it's truly devastating. It's disastrous, but I've said all of these things before. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to The Bull Show. Turn notifications on, yada, yada. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And let's just get right into it. Let's not hide away from the situation. I'll first start off with the injury concerns for the next game against Minnesota. As per usual, Javonte, I believe, will still be out. Lonzo, of course, will still be out. Alex Caruso was listed as questionable to play. I believe he has some sort of illness. He is feeling better, but therefore he's still questionable to play. So there you go in terms of that retrospect. And now let's get started on the Lonzo Ball situation. So, as per the last update I provided, we already talked about Lonzo Ball does need a third surgery, but a lot of people were saying that he would be reevaluated within 6 months' time. That obviously turns out not to be the case because the injury, the third surgery, that Lonzo Ball will have is extremely severe. And it's something that could potentially put his NBA career in jeopardy. We've already seen it in the past. Lonzo Ball his third surgery, I believe, is going to be a transplant surgery. And therefore, it's going to take him out of the Chicago Bulls team for most of next season, if not all of next season. So already, the Chicago Bulls, who should be preparing to bring in a point guard, in my opinion, a starting quality point guard into this team next season, all of a sudden will absolutely have to make that a necessity heading into next season, as Lonzo Ball will most likely miss most of next season. And again, there are a lot of stories going around there. Apparently, the last person to get this type of surgery was Festus Ezeli. I believe he used to play for the Golden State Warriors, and he has not played an NBA game since, and that was, I believe, in 2017. The news and the tweets are all out there for you to see. I think I saw that from KC Johnson, so feel free to go check it out if there's something that I've missed. But devastating news. And look, again, in terms of how I feel about this, I'm obviously very, very upset. I'm devastated. I feel sorry for Lonzo. I feel sorry for the Bulls. It's just a very wild situation that we're going through, and you can't help but feel for the player that's going through this, and you can't help but feel for the organization that is kind of trapped in this as well now. And it's just, I just don't know really what else to say. In terms of the Chicago Bulls side of things, how do I look at it from that perspective? Well, again, I don't think things really change, in all honesty, from what I last said. And what I last said is, I do feel like the Chicago Bulls should be looking to bring in a starting point guard next season. And that was with the 6-month evaluation time. Now that we know it's much longer than that, at the end of the day, the thoughts and feelings are still the same. No one is going to trade for Lonzo Ball. If the Bulls are trying to find a trade for Lonzo, I don't even think you can at this point. But even if you could, there is no team, in my opinion, that will be wanting to to trade for Lonzo Ball right now. There is no team out there. So I think a trade for Lonzo Ball is out of the question. You're waiving a player, if you want to waive him, with 2 years left on his contract. That's still going to put the cap space in the Bulls category. So there's no point in doing that either. In my opinion, the best option for Lonzo Ball and for the Chicago Bulls is to hope and pray that he can play some of next season, but for the most part, stay the same. We are trapped in this situation. I very much doubt we're buying out Lonzo or waiving Lonzo. I very much doubt that, people will trade for Lonzo, even if they can, if they're allowed to. I don't think that anyone would. And again, we just got to prepare for coming into next season with a new point guard in this team. We have to. That has to be the mindset of the Chicago Bulls. We can't wait 2 seasons now for a new point guard, let alone 1. We are wasting that window, if we have that window even, to compete in the Eastern Conference and to compete in general in playoff competitions. We're wasting that window. This season has already proven that we are fighting for a play-in spot just to get into the playoffs. If you want to go above that next season, you do have to have some sort of transformation in the team. And I believe the point guard spot is a top priority for the Bulls. It's extremely upsetting, but from the Bulls side, that's honestly what I think the goal has to be. And the goal has not changed since then. Moving to Lonzo Ball's side, again, that fear that he may never play a basketball game again in the NBA is growing more and more and more by the day. And look, I was always one of those people that never believed Lonzo Ball's career for the Chicago Bulls or for the NBA in general is over. And I still, despite all of the odds stacked against Lonzo Ball, I still believe he will find a way back into the NBA. Festus Ezeli was a good center for the Warriors, but I think Lonzo Ball is a better point guard and a better player in general. I do think after he comes back from this situation, teams will give him a chance, whether it's the Bulls or another team out there. Because of his high IQ alone, I think he will get a chance in the NBA again. But that does come down to whether or not he can truly bounce back from something like this. And again, it's unprecedented right now. We don't know whether or not Lonzo Ball can truly come back from this situation. The game that he has loved, most of his life has been taken away from him at this point. So I can't help but feel sorry for Lonzo Ball and the entire family for having to go through this as well. It's devastating. Again, it is heartbreaking. So I'm sending all of my positive thoughts and prayers to Lonzo and the family. Hopefully he could get some, I wouldn't even call it a miracle. Hopefully he could get some positive news over the course of the next 2 years that allows him back into the NBA again. But he does have a player option for the Chicago Bulls, which means he could accept that player option and come back to the Chicago Bulls in 2 years' time if that's the case. I don't think Bulls fans want that at this point. I think they'd rather just, again, the experiment has failed, try to go on again, see what happens in that regard. I'm not too sure. I don't know how to feel. I guess I'll worry about that next season. But right now, I can't feel anything but real sadness and sorrow for Lonzo Ball. And that's all I can really say on the situation. But that's the big injury update for Lonzo Ball and for the Chicago Bulls. I don't know how to feel. I'll end the video here. I'm upset. I guess that's all I can say. And we got a big game to worry about tomorrow or in a couple of hours time for you guys. But I think win or lose, I don't think that my emotions are going to change. I just feel deflated. I feel like the soul, like the excitement of this Bulls team that we've seen over the last couple of weeks, the positivity that we have seen for the most part, I feel like the soul and the energy of the team has been sucked out of me right now. And that could definitely happen to the Bulls team as well heading into this next game. I don't know. I'll end the video here. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.